迪士尼动画喜剧《海洋奇缘》11月25日抢滩登陆内地贺岁档。好莱坞全能动作明星道恩·强森首度入驻迪士尼动画大家庭，领衔幕后声演阵容，变身半神毛衣，开启热带海洋冒险。片中，强森配音高歌，尽显高能才艺，也让观众再次对这位摔跤界走出的银幕多面手刮目相看。影片上映前夕，时光网独家专访巨石强森，揭秘《海洋奇缘》的幕后创作花絮，也分享了这位大块头魅力男星独一无二的银幕旅程。
The appeal to be part of this film, to join the legacy that you mentioned, that Disney has had this tremendous track record over the years of providing and executing on. And they are, and I'm not saying it because it's the studio that put out the movie, but they're the greatest storytellers really in the world who through hardships that their characters will go through, but then ultimately
视频前的你，如果在男性持久力、勃起硬度等方面不满意，现在就加郭老师微信358-163-379，让郭老师帮助你持久坚挺，延时20到40分钟，补肾壮阳，延时助勃，增强夫妻性生活，28天彻底告别快男软男，做回自信的自己。记住微信358-163-379。
I love that. The B-side to that story would be the opportunity to showcase a culture that I love and that is part of my culture. I'm half black and half Samoan and very proud of who I am and what I am, and the opportunity to showcase a culture to the world. Yeah. So those elements combined made a nice, easy yes.
Only the greatest demigod in all the Pacific Islands. With his magical fishhook, he slowed down the sun, pulled islands out of the sea, battled monsters. And I should know, because I'm Maui. Hey, let me do this, please. Dama letama toa. Ioi.
A muscle that I was not used to exercising. So we're used to having conversations like this and dialogue, and it goes back and forth like you and I are doing, but then all of a sudden, when you have to bring life and breathe life into words and sentences and intonation and pitch and come up and down, I mean, all these things, it was a masterclass for me, baptism by fire that happened on day one. So I was very fortunate that I had the filmmakers in there with me, our writers were in there with me, and it helped me harness.
With Moana meeting Maui for the first time, really. On your own. Go ahead, take it.
A boat! The gods have given me a straight up kooky dukes! But I'm sure it's not wrong about you.
No, you're the chosen one. And I'm not a singer either. I wasn't a singer who became an actor. But I do sing in the movie, and what I realized in singing, and we all kind of sing and have fun, right? And I've done that in the past, but when it's Disney, and the bar's set very high, and here's all the pressures. And when I was recording the song, so we recorded it in Florida. Lynn had a small window of time in between his Hamilton performances. He flew down to Florida. We're doing it about an hour in the session. Someone I can't remember tells me, "Hey, John Lasseter's here. He's came to surprise you," and he's there in the booth and he's watching too. So the pressure was good, but I do think the singing part, much like the voice part, I feel is a very, it's a muscle to exercise that you have to bring life into. It's like, now I can respect singers, and I hear songs now so much differently.
Don't mess with Maui when he's on a breakaway, and the tapestry here in my skin is a map of the victories I win. Look where I've been, I make everything happen. Look at that mini Maui, just look at that. Well, anyway, let me say you're welcome for the wonderful world you know.
To his credit, Lynn did such a tremendous job, not only writing, but also his research. So he researched all the stuff that I'd done in the past in terms of singing. And they were all fun songs, like I would go on a talk show and I'd sing a song.
Sure.
so he realized my comfortable range, also wrote in places where he would challenge me, which was great, and I appreciate that in terms of pushing my voice and understanding that, and then rapping and coming back to singing.
What has two thumbs and pulled up the sky when you were waddling yay high? This guy. When the nights got cold, who stole you fire from down below? You're looking at him, yo. Oh, also I lasso the sun. You're welcome to stretch your days and bring you fun. Also I hug.
So when we were done, Lynn, you know, big hugs, and he goes, dude, I hope you feel real good about yourself, like you did great. And I was like, oh, thank you. He goes, because this is really hard. And I thought, oh yeah, you know, it is. There's John Lasseter and you and cameras, and he's like, no, just I want to explain to you just why it's challenging how I write. And then when he broke it down for me, it became clear, which then I thought, oh wow, good thing I didn't screw it up. And thank you for telling me I did pretty good.
在好兄弟林曼诺尔·米兰达和约翰·拉塞特的共同助阵下，巨石强森的迪士尼动画首秀表现不俗，而这次大胆的荧幕挑战也再次印证了巨石强森勇于尝试、不拘一格的人生信条。就像当年意外转行娱乐圈一样，这位曾经的摔跤世界冠军似乎总能给他的粉丝和观众们带来意外惊喜。
I was at one time a professional wrestler, and I was doing pretty well. And I started making the transition over into Hollywood, and I had an opportunity I wanted to make the transition over into Hollywood. I was a little unsure how to do it, because at that time, for what I wanted to accomplish, there was not a blueprint that I could follow. There were other wrestlers in the past who have made the transition into movies, but I wanted to have a more diverse career than they did. And I also wanted to do it right. You know, you get one crack at bat, right? So I had an opportunity with a movie called The Mummy Returns. We were over in Morocco and shooting in the middle of the Sahara Desert, and I'll never forget it. And I looked around and looking at everyone bring this production together, and I'm on a movie set, and you know, you fantasize about that when you're a kid. And I got bit by the acting bug. The irony is I had no English lines. I had one line, Aku Mashente, that was it. And then from that, gave me the opportunity to film The Scorpion King, which was my first starring role. And it was then that I knew that in order for me to hopefully become good and have a diverse career over a long period of time, I really had to commit myself to the craft of it. And not only the craft of acting, but then just I needed to really, again, masterclass. I needed to go to school. I needed to understand the business of movies, the business side of movies, from the studio side, and acting, and what's his job and what's their job and what does this mean. And then so I immediately became a sponge. I worked with two of the best acting coaches in Hollywood for a very long time, and then years later I'm sitting with you, we're talking to China.
职业摔跤冠军的标签让银幕新人巨石强森迅速在圈内崭露头角，也让他的动作类型片邀约不断。然而当人们正要以肌肉猛男的形象为他定型的时候，大块头强森却动起了自己的小脑筋，主动放弃诸多动作片男一号的出演机会，甘愿当起了好莱坞大咖们的银幕绿叶。
The Walking Tall, The Doom, movies like that, The Rundown, they were good movies. To use a baseball analogy, they were maybe doubles. I was hitting doubles, maybe. But I also felt that I needed to work with, I felt like I had to work with great actors. And I am not dissing my other co-stars, and they know what I'm talking about when I'm saying this, but I want to work with seasoned actors. And I wanted to really test, because when you're the star of a movie and it's an action vehicle, there's action and there's physicality, and you're the star of the movie, and action stars are written in a certain way. They galvanize people. They say very few words. It's often very stoic. this, and I didn't know if I was going to suck or not, but I wanted to really test my chops. So, which led me to a Be Cool, which then led me to the other guys. Which Get Smart is another one. Yeah, definitely Get Smart. So, and I felt that the roles that I took in those other movies with an ensemble cast, all great actors, many Oscar nominees, Oscar winners, great comedy actors, great dramatic actors. It really gave me an opportunity to hopefully shine. Out of that succession of movies, I became a much better actor. I think also it just provided me with great clarity. And then once I got the clarity, that gained me confidence. Like, okay, I can do this. I can have the career that I was looking to have in terms of diversity. And now I could go back to action if I wanted to. But I can do this, and I could do it like this, and I could hold my own.
当得了主角，打得了酱油，演得了硬汉，也扮得了暖男。虽然是半路出家，巨石强森对自己的职业规划却是不急不躁，稳扎稳打。大块头的大智慧让他的演艺道路越拓越宽，也让强森陆续有机会出演了包括《特种部队》《速度与激情》《末日崩塌》等人气大作。采访过程中，强森也向时光网透露了自己最新的银幕工作计划。
You have Fast 8 coming out next year.
Yes.
And we've heard that the franchise is kind of going to move away from the street racer heist genre to more of a spy thriller genre. And I was curious what you thought about the series moving that direction and what fans of the franchise can expect from it.
The majority of Fast fans, I feel like they grow with the franchise. And as long as we're delivering the characters and the element of family and how important that is, I feel like they're on the ride with us. There are some fans who don't like that, by the way, and I get it, and I hear them. I get it, but you got to give it a crack. You got to give it a crack, and the beauty of that is the audience will always tell us. They'll always tell us. They'll always tell us. So they'll always tell it like we got away with a little bit in Fast 7, and the audience showed up and it was very strong, and we'll see how they respond to Fast 8, but I believe they're going to like it. I saw a little bit of the movie.
You're also attached to play Black Adam in the DC Comics.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
I'm curious why you decided to play the villain as opposed to the hero.
I've always had a love for Black Adam. For me personally, he's more interesting to me. He's more interesting. I sink my teeth into something. He was a slave and enslaved his people. And I think when you start with that, and that is in your DNA, you've taken something that was very important to me, and you've made me less than a man, and you've enslaved me. When that is brewing,
that's a great thing to play.
It's a very interesting thing to play, and then I've lost my family. It just inherently more interesting. It's also one of those projects that, in the world of DC and how DC movies are made over at Warner Brothers, and I like this opportunity for us because it gives us an opportunity to still play within the DC world, but then also inject. There's just innate qualities in me that I can be dark. But why be dark with a character like this? Now there's dark places he'll go to, but then there's also there's a cool reverence that he has too as well, and just you'll see.
I know that you're finishing up Jumanji.
Yep.
You're shooting. Do you know what your next project is after that film, early next year?
I do. So we'll shoot Ballers next, Ballers season 3, and then after that, the way it's looking now, just based off of development and how far development of it has come along, that's why I can't say 100%. But there's a really cool, awesome project called Skyscraper. And Skyscraper is with, again, Beau Flynn and Ross and Thurber directing, and it is it's with Legendary, based off of the world's biggest skyscraper set in China. And then just know, my family's in there, and I got to get them, and it's on fire. There's a lot happening.
That's great.